Just a look around at some of the parts of our state on what has already happened. And of course, we're concerned about what is happening right now and what is about to happen.
That's right, Scott. Yeah, in Marshall County and DeKalb County, we've been looking at North Alabama just hammered by the severe weather. We're going to be working with our sister station, WAFF Channel 48 out of Huntsville, to hopefully get some video of some of that damage that may have happened during the afternoon and evening hours. We're going to hold off real quick here on Dennis just a second, because I want to get back to this storm that's in Clay County, moving now into Randolph County, because this is the one that really gets my attention. I think you may have the possibility of a tornado here at the very least, and it's certainly not a good thing. You may be looking at winds at 100 miles per hour with this. Still showing signs of a little appendage there, or a hook, if you will. This is a very healthy storm. It's going to track just to the north of Wedowee. And that storm that's U.S. Highway 431 there. U.S. Highway 431, and right there. Those cylinders indicating the possible rotation. You can see what I'm talking about in terms of that hook trying to form there. So we may be looking at a possible tornado. We'll go ahead and get a track on that real fast here, and then we'll get to Dennis's report. And Corinth, Wildwood, Foster Crossroads, Pine Tucky, Morrison Crossroads, Newell, and Pine Hill by 5. If you look up toward the north here, okay, we've got streaming video right now, and this is coming right around the Etowah and St. Clair County line. This is Brett Adair, who was really working with us this afternoon, getting us some pictures of some of these thunderstorms and some of the hail across the area. So Brett's continuing to chase these storms, and really our eyes and ears in the field. Dennis Washington also feeding back video this afternoon. Brett just giving us some incredible pictures there of some of those thunderstorms. As this cap broke, that was the inversion layer broke, these thunderstorms exploded this afternoon, and that's why we've been seeing one thunderstorm warning right after another, as well as those tornado warnings. The tornado warnings primarily have been in our northeast quadrant of our viewing area, and we're going to get back to really tracking some of these potential tornadoes here momentarily. I know if you may be concerned right now if you're in the Anniston area about a possible tornado. Anniston, you're not in this particular polygon right here, so to speak. What we are tracking is West Wellington, Laney, Reeds Mill, Duke, Wellington, and Sulphur Springs. That's what we're looking at. BTI, our threat index, coming in at a 4.3. It's about midways. I have seen, for example, the one in Randolph County, we had that BTI at around a 9.1. That was almost off the scale. We haven't had any feedback on whether or not there was a tornado confirmed in that area. There's a lot of forest there in Randolph County, so sometimes you can have a tornado touchdown and people don't live there, they just don't see it. So it's kind of like there, you know, that old saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, did it actually make a sound? Kind of the same old thing we're talking about. So sometimes when you get in these less populated areas, you actually have a tornado, you just don't get word back to the TV station or the National Weather Service. So right now focusing on a couple of different tracks here of high winds moving through portions of Etowah County on into Cleburne County and again Cherokee County. Mickey Ferguson is doing an excellent job giving us some of those tracks back here in the weather office. In the other box, we're feeding back video from one of our storm chasers, Brett Adair, who has been on a lot of these hail-producing thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Just pounded, he told me, when he was in Coleman County earlier this afternoon. So right now, the center of circulation for the possible tornado is now just to the south of the Gadsden area, tracking off toward the northeast. This is going to track just right around the Jacksonville area and on towards, let's go back up toward Jacksonville, because that is a pretty populated area, and we've got a significant storm moving through there. If you don't get a tornado, you may be looking at winds, folks, over 100 miles per hour within this system. Some hail. This is going to be right now within just minutes of the Jacksonville area. And you can see what we're talking about. There's Piedmont, there's Jacksonville. Here's the center of circulation. Our shear marker indicating a possible tornado. This is just to the east now of Duke. Tornado warning for Calhoun and Cleburne counties until 6:45. The storm itself is moving toward the east with a little bit of a right turn at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. This storm, in fact, our storm chaser actually saw a funnel on this one on a couple of occasions, and that wall cloud really trying to extend down. So there may be something going on here. If you live in this area, I want to make sure you do your tornado precautions. Mickey's going to give us another track, bring up some communities that are going to be impacted by this storm right here. Asbury, Merrilton, Max Welborn, Prices, Piedmont Springs, and Nances Creek by 6:21. Any of these particular cities, if you live there, if you live close to those areas, you need to go ahead and take your tornado precautions because this storm may be producing winds at over 90 miles per hour, as indicated right there. BTI, our Tornado Threat Index, this particular storm is going to be making its way toward Rockford right now and moving toward Alexander City. Let's go back, use our Viper Threat Index here. And you know what? I'm gonna track this, and then we're going to go back to Brett here because his video is starting to come a little bit clearer here. Rockford, if you are in the vicinity of Rockford or south of Lay Lake, you need to go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Let's use the Barron button, Mickey, and see what our main threat is here before we go back, because it looks like we've got something shaking here on Brett's camera. 1.5 inch hail here, and the wind threat is minimal at this point in time. Let's take Brett up full. Let's go to viewer net up full. Okay, that looks like we got a wall cloud trying to form there, and this is going to be around the Piedmont area. Tornado warning for Calhoun and Cleburne counties until 6:45. Okay, Daniel with Calhoun. Okay, EMA Director with Calhoun County. This is James Paul Dice here at Fox 6. We're looking at some impressive video coming in from Calhoun County. Daniel, have you guys had any damage at this point in time?
At this point in time, I had none reported. I mean, I know probably the video you're seeing is a lot of hail, and I believe so far we've had maybe up to 3/4 inch hail in our area. You know, right now the main part of the storm seems to be over